Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Security Guard Command. Got a few minutes here and I wanted to share a video with you guys and do a breakdown of this and also show you some of the common comments that I see from security guards on Reddit.
Someone help, please.
Too many weird bitches in school.
All right, so the links to the original videos on TikTok are posted in the description of this video down below. Check it out over there. I wanted to give a breakdown of this whole scenario, and at one point you hear one of the teachers call for security. What you have here is a very, very large student that is hell-bent on getting into this classroom, and it sounds like the student is really upset at another student, and this aggressor has made it clear that she will attack this other student. There's a teacher on the other side of the door, and he is in a tug of war with this very large student, and he is struggling to compete with this aggressive person. And then the cameras switch. There's multiple people taking videos, and you see the angle switch to the outside of the door where the aggressor is, and it's a situation that they're not able to control. And this gets me into something that I've kind of been tired of hearing, and I think that it's kind of been overused and taken out of proportion in the security industry, and that is the term observe and report. I see a lot of comments on Reddit like these. Someone needs a stern talking to. When we raise our voice to a certain octave, it gets kids' attentions, so long as you remain calm and rational, not going hands-on unless I am actively attacked. Here's how this will probably go. Hey man, can you come outside? F you. Shrug. All right, have fun dealing with the cops then. Leaves. Call the cops. Grab some popcorn. Now guys, it is my opinion, and this is strictly my opinion. This does not reflect anybody else's opinion. This is my opinion, that if you are going to work as a security officer, you should expect to have to go hands-on at some point. That it's going to be expected, and it really bugs me that a lot of these security companies are so scared of liability and getting sued that they just completely turn off the whole idea of going hands-on or using any sort of force at all. They're strictly observe and report. And to me, in my opinion, that is just a waste. People hire security to be protected, and there is absolutely no protection in observe and report at all. Now, if the client is only hiring someone to watch and report, great. Then, there is a time and place for that. However, in my opinion, I think that there should always be policies in place that allow for use of force and hands-on. And let's face it, if you're running a company and you're scared of getting sued, that is a reflection of your training program for your security guards or your employees. You should be training your employees to perform their job properly. And if they do perform their job properly, if they do articulate their use of force and justification properly, then you don't have a whole lot to worry about. Yes, you might end up in court, but a lot of times these cases will be dropped or dismissed because of the fact that the plaintiff just doesn't have a case. It might cover, but as long as you train your employees and they do their job properly, insurance should have no problem covering the incident, and there should be very little problems there. The problem is that you got these huge companies like Allied, Three Dots. They just want to make a buck. They're trying to make a profit. They're not in it to do security. They do not. Let's just call it what it is. They don't provide security services. They provide a service that is similar to security, but their main goal is to make money, and they cut out all the other aspects of doing security in the goal of just making a profit. And this is something that I personally just don't agree with at all. One of the biggest, most valuable skills that you can probably learn as a security officer is how to articulate your reason for using force, because that is going to be the determining factor on which direction this case starts off at. So if you do happen to get sued, your statement is going to be used as evidence. And if you've got a weak justification, then you've got a weak case. But if you've got a good justification that's backed up by the facts and the totality of the circumstances, you've got a very solid case. And one of these commenters talked about the bystanders and the witnesses, and it's like, it's been proven time and again that eyewitness is not reliable, and that a good lawyer will point that out and try to dismantle eyewitness. However, your statement and your justification for use of force, if articulated very well, will be a very good defense for you in court as well. And even then, if you have a good articulation for your use of self-defense and use of force, then it may not even end up in court at that point. A good lawyer would tell a plaintiff, you don't have a case, and I don't recommend you take this to court. And so articulation, learning to articulate, is an invaluable skill as a security officer. So guys, I recommend it. Go down to your local junior college and just enroll in an English course and refresh up on English. Learn how to write, because writing skills will affect how you write your reports. And take a course on how to write a report. In fact, I've got that coming down the line. I'm going to be doing a video on how to write a report. And so that will help you with your articulation. But let's get back to these comments here. One guy says, I'll pull out my phone and I'll video record, tell somebody else to call police and wait for police to arrive and walk away. And in my opinion, and guys, remember, always obey your post orders. If your post orders or your company is a hands-off policy, observe and report only, you follow what your company says or you run the risk of losing your job. And then also, if you do go use hands-on and you use force and your company is a hands-off company, then chances are your insurance is not going to cover any damages that you may incur as a result of using force. So always follow your post orders, always follow your company's SOPs. But in my opinion, that type of attitude towards security is just despicable. It's lazy, and I personally just don't agree with it. I work hospital security. We're in-house, and we're very much hands-on when necessary. And if this type of situation was going down in a hospital where I work, chances are I would have restrained this subject immediately, because they were already damaging property, yanking on the door handle. That door handle is gonna break eventually. The door handle is gonna break. They're putting other people at risk of harm. They've showed clear intent to harm, and they've shown a due disregard for any sort of authority giving them clear instruction to stop what they're doing. And so with all of these things coupled together, that's going to be part of how I articulate my use of force. I'm going to make it very clear that this person did not stop by any conventional normal means or requests. They are not going to stop unless force is used, and they posed a threat to people and to property. And I'm going to also cite my knowledge of jury instructions posted right here. And knowing these jury instructions beforehand is going to give me a good advantage, because I was well aware of what my options were, and I was escalating my options step by step. I didn't jump to use of force right away. I did assess the scene. I did determine what was necessary, and I used the minimum amount of force necessary to stop the threat. And so it's very important to know these sort of things beforehand. And I have heard before that sometimes in court, if you use a justification like this and you cannot prove that you had knowledge of this justification before the incident occurred, a lot of times they will throw that out as saying that at the time of the incident you did not have this knowledge, therefore you could not have used it in this manner, etc., etc. So it's very important to study. You guys study ahead of time. Learn all these things before the incident happens, and if possible, have proof that you knew it beforehand. A lot of times, guys, like if you comment on these videos here, like for me, example, demonstrating the jury instructions on the use of force and physically removing a trespasser from property. If you comment on this video, and as long as it's up on YouTube, you've got a date, you got a timestamp essentially of when you learned about that jury instruction. And if necessary, you could go back and say, here, this is when I learned of this. I had prior knowledge of it at this incident. So it's good, guys, to leave comments and discuss the topics in these videos, because then you have a timestamp of when you had knowledge of these type of use of force justifications. So definitely leave your comments on these videos, guys, if anything, just so that you have a timestamp of when you learned about this sort of thing. So as always, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Leave your comments. Let's have a discussion. How would you handle this situation if you were the security guard arriving toward the end of this video? What would be the first thing you do? What would be the second thing you do, assuming that this person does not stop their behavior? How would you resolve this situation? Leave your comments. I'm looking forward to the dialogue, guys. Have a great day and stay safe.